Good evening, I'm Norman Robinson, and welcome to Affordable Housing Matters. Spring and summer are traditionally home buying seasons in America. For families of the Gulf South, that also corresponds with hurricane season. And tonight we will meet two organizations. One will inform us on whether it is a good time to buy a home, and another will inform us on how to keep our home safe in storm season. We have a great show planned for you tonight, so don't go far.
Hi, I'm John Leguizamo, and I know how powerful public media is because I've been a part of it. I've seen how it brings communities together, preserves our history, and shares stories that might otherwise go untold. Public media isn't about chasing ratings. It's about making sure every community has a voice. It keeps us informed and supports families with trusted educational. Learn more at protectmypublicmedia.org.
The New Orleans Metropolitan Association of Realtors, known as NOMAR, is a professional trade association dedicated to serving a diverse cross-section of members from all 10 parishes of the Metro New Orleans area. And joining me now to explain why NOMAR is a dynamic organization dedicated to championing and empowering the dream of home ownership is the president, no less, of the board for the New Orleans Metropolitan Association of Realtors, Ms. Ginger Wiggins. Ms. Wiggins, welcome to Affordable Housing Matters.
Thank you, Norman.
Nice to have you
for having
here.
us. It's great to be here.
It's nice to see you. Can you share something about NOMAR? What is it?
What is NOMAR? We're the local association under the umbrella of the National Association of Realtors, and we handle all of the continuing education and training for our agents. We manage the MLS and conduct numerous lunch and learns and things to keep our agents trained to know how to do their job, and the main thing is to be a real source of information for home purchases and advocate for private property rights.
Now, home purchasing, that's something that has frustrated a lot of people over the past several years with the price of housing. So how do you reconcile that with people you talk to?
Well, it's hard. It's very hard to reconcile it because they're right. But what we do at NOMAR is we try to stay involved and advocate for change and work with the various people in the industry that can help us make that change and educate us on how to best help someone.
Is that what the Lunch and Learn is all about?
It is. We bring in insurance specialists, we bring in lending specialists, we bring in specialists that will come in and tell us about the different loan products for a lot of times it's a first-time home buyer.
Right.
It could be a lower income family. We have programs that help with people that have issues with their credit and they need some help on how to fix their credit so that they can have a little more buying power when it comes to purchasing a home.
So you're actually speaking to the viewers who are interested in affordable housing. You've got something for them.
Yes, absolutely. And that is key, is to have our agents trained so that they know how to help that client. And from A to Z, help them get with the lender that is appropriate, that works with the area of expertise they need. You know, some people are looking for, you know, like I said, a bond program for a first-time home buyer. Not all lenders do that. So we try to stay familiar with who's offering what and what is out there. Then if someone's buying a home that you need a new roof in this world today. We try to stay up on when the state is putting out a lottery to do some help on buying the affordable roof, and to comply with some of the new building standards.
And that would be very important for senior citizens like myself.
Yes, but also the young ones. I mean, I know that some senior citizens, most of them are all on fixed income. So yes, it is. But then you also have your younger first-time home buyers that have young children and families at home that they can't afford the surprises either, with the costs that they're going to be.
So it sounds like NOMAR is an all-around service for everybody who's considering either purchasing a home or upgrading a home.
Absolutely. You have to want to use a realtor, which we feel is the best thing for you to protect yourself, because they have the expertise to help guide you and make the right decisions and get the homes inspected and do things to, make sure you're not getting into a bad investment. But they can give you the materials and things you need to make those decisions.
Wow. How long has NOMAR been around?
Well, interesting you asked that. We're celebrating our 110th anniversary this year.
Congratulations.
We are, yes. So we've been around a very long time, and just really, work to get the word out that a realtor can help you, and you should rely on that professional person to help you.
What's the economic impact of NOMAR?
Well, NOMAR itself, the realtors and all of the housing industry. In 2024, the real estate industry accounted for over $54 billion.
That's billion with a B.
Billion dollars, or 17% of Louisiana's gross state product.
Wow, that's
Right.
hefty.
That's hefty. That's hefty. Just think what it would be nationwide.
How does that happen? How does $54 billion happen?
Well, I'll give you a breakdown. The 54 billion number breaks down to each real estate sale in Louisiana, generating approximately $85,400 for the local economy.
Wow. $85,400
for the local economy. And to give you how we come to those numbers, you've got approximately $23,000 in direct income generated from the sale of a house, including commissions, fees, and moving expenses. Another $5,600 in expenditures related to home purchase, including furniture and remodeling expenses. $13,800 in a multiplier effect that accounts for income earned in sectors of the economy as a result of a home sale that's then recirculated into the economy. And another $42,846 is the income from additional home production created in the process of onboarding more housing inventory. Typically, every home sale is, every new home is built when approximately 6 existing homes have sold.
Wow.
So I don't think people have any idea the economic impact that real estate and home ownership really
Well, we
makes.
we really don't think of that. We take
No.
home ownership for granted.
We do.
Like Mama and Papa has got a house, and they'll probably leave it to us when they pass on, when
Yes.
they transition.
Yes.
So why is that important?
Well, that is important because it enables the person that is on the receiving end to maybe get into the investment market. They can save for their rainy days, save for their children, because they can rent the homes or resell the home, do a little bit of renovation if it's needed. That will bring in a contractor. there are just so many people that are touched by a real estate transaction that people don't stop and think about.
So when you think of realtors, I normally think of people who help me either sell a house or purchase a house, but you're saying from the conversation that I'm having with you now that there's more to it than that.
There is more to it than that, and there are more people involved than that. So you look at all these numbers that come up to making the home purchase, but you stop and think, somebody has to move your furniture in. So we're, helping support moving companies. We've got contractors that come and do repairs, home inspectors, insurance. A lot of other things go into that home purchase, and so we really, it just kind of spirals out, and a lot of people are touched through a home purchase.
And you talk about a lot of people being touched. To what extent is NOMAR involved in the community as a whole?
So from a home purchase, or just from helping the community?
Just from helping
and working in the community
and working in the community.
Well, we do a lot of outreach in the community. We work with Habitat for Humanity. We have worked with the food banks. We work with Sol NOLA and do planting of trees and things like that. This year we're gonna, we do economic forecast that bring in national speakers and stuff on the industry. So I feel like we do a lot to work with the
When you
community.
talk about economic forecasting, how important is that? What are you trying to, what is the objective there with economic forecasting?
Well, I think I think everybody needs to know where we are and what it's going to take to purchase a home, right? And to see where the economy is going with that. And so we bring in national economists and all different industry leaders nationally and statewide that come in and give us a breakdown of what is affecting home ownership, how the economy is affecting it, how different things in our state are affecting it, how the hurricane seasons affect it. That's huge. It just, everything that happens, and even this year with the snowstorm, how that has an effect.
How did that affect us in terms of the either damage or in terms of the housing availability?
Well, I don't think it affected us much on housing availability like we're faced with a lot of times if we have a hurricane. But I think it did affect us in the fact that there was a lot more damage done to homes because we're not used to that type of weather and that type of environment. So,
were you as surprised as most of us were?
Absolutely.
to see
Absolutely, I was
to
surprised.
see us get a New England snow.
I couldn't believe it. I was trying to fly to New York the day that it hit, and couldn't go because the airport closed, of course. And then I was so glad that I didn't, because I will never ever again probably see that in New Orleans. And
Well, we hope not.
I do hope not, but it was fun.
Yeah, for a while.
For a while.
For a while. Now,
For a while.
last question, and I want to thank you for sharing your infinite knowledge with us. Last question is, how do I get in touch with NOMAR? If I'm a viewer and I'm listening to you, and I've been interested in what you have to say, and I want to know more about NOMAR. How do I get in touch with you?
Well, NOMAR is located in Metairie. It's on the I-10 service road, and we have our phone number is 504-885-3200. We have plenty of people that can help you, or you can call your realtor, or you can call any brokerage in the city, and they can provide you with a lot of the information that NOMAR has provided them. And if they need some direction on that, they can call NOMAR, and we're happy to help.
Well, as we all know, information is key, and thank you for sharing valuable information with us, Ms. Ginger Wiggins of the New Orleans Metropolitan Association of Realtors.
Well, thank you for having us, Norman.
It's great to see you.
Great to see you.
All right. Right after this break, we will discuss how NOMAR and the Home Builders Association are helping individuals stay safe during hurricane season. So don't you go far.
Hi, I'm Randall Park, and I'm a proud supporter of public media. Public media is one of the few things we can all count on. It's free and always there when we need it, providing families with trusted educational resources, delivering life-saving information, or keeping us connected to our communities. Local public television and radio stations are nonprofit organizations dedicated to strengthening the places we call home, but they can't do it alone. Learn more at protectmypublicmedia.org.
Hello, the Home Builders Association of Greater New Orleans has worked under the guidance of the Home and Garden Show to bring that spectacular event to the New Orleans area for many, many years. For the first time, though, the Home Builders Association and the New Orleans Metropolitan Association of Realtors will be working together to bring to the Home and Garden Show the second annual Storm Prep event. And here to tell us all about this event and how this can help homeowners like you in our area are Mr. Mike Zelaznik, show manager for the Home and Garden Show and Storm Prep event, and Mr. Floyd Simeon, Home and Garden Show chair. Gentlemen, welcome to Affordable Housing Matters.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
When I think of the Home and Garden Show, I get really excited. You know, I go in there and you guys fix it up so you make people want to buy stuff. So that's by design, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
A lot of work goes into that.
So I go in there and I'm looking all around. You know, it's like my head's on a swivel and I'm trying to figure out what can I take home with me today. What are some of the most popular items that you guys have in store for us this year?
For the home show, for the storm prep?
For the home show. We'll talk about storm prep, but you know, I'm interested in home and garden show right away.
The home show, every year we try and find something new, something different, and new products for your home. So, you always get surprised when you're walking around there because you don't always know exactly what's coming in. You know, the companies that come in, they will tell you, okay, yeah, we're a roofing company, or we're a tile company, or we're a marble or whatever, and then you come by their booth and it's like, what is this? And you never know what you're going to see in there. So it's kind of fun even for me because I'm dealing with them on the phone, on the computer, and then you get to meet somebody you've been talking to for a year.
Really, and you see them for the first time.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Do they ever turn out to look like the person you thought they looked like on the phone?
I will plead the fifth on that one.
Well, let's talk about storm prep. This is a significant addition to the Home and Garden Show.
It's a community event.
And what makes this so special?
Well, I mean, Storm Prep, we did a proof of concept last year, and this year we have City Council engaged. We have everybody in the community in the 7 parishes is invited to come to this. It's a no-charge event, and it is to get ready for storm season and be prepared for what might come or might not come. But we're going to have a lot of vendors there who have things that have to do with either preparing for a storm or to repair your home if there is any type of incident. So we could have people maybe to do siding, roofing. We're also going to have search and rescue trucks there, so people can come see those, and it's kind of exciting for the kids. We're going to have food at the event.
Food's very important.
Absolutely, and there's going to be lots of people from City Council and local governments to greet people and be there.
So what should I know about storm prep?
Well, the entire concept was just to prepare people for the storm season before it comes. Get your home ready. What are the things you can do to your home before storm season hits? Wind mitigation. You can get a wind mitigation survey for your home. It's very minimal, but it will help you. And it'll inform you as to where your deficiency might be with your home. If you need to put up some storm shutters, or if you need to do
we're
something
talking about
like
the
that.
specifics of storm prep.
Yes, and so we'll have people who can prep your home before the storm, but then also it's about local vendors, local contractors. You know, you've all heard horror stories about people coming in from out of town and then they can't find them. It's like, this is your opportunity as a homeowner to get some good contacts with local contractors and local merchants that not only will you have their contact information, but they'll also have yours. So when you call up and you do have a need, or you want to have your storm kind of prepped before, cut the trees, cut the limbs down from around your power lines in your house, or you want to put up some storm shutters or some storm screens, which is really popular right now.
Will representatives from the power company be there? Because I noticed a lot of these power lines are entwined by trees, and there's very little trimming that goes on there.
They just started trimming for the storm season, and Entergy actually is working really hard on hardening their grid, is what they're calling it, and there's a lot of money that's been injected into that now to try to prepare all our power lines to have make it less likely that we'll have a power outage. But it's always a possibility. You know.
So when I come to the Home and Garden Show, there will be a section where is it in the
No, this is going to be a standalone event.
Yes.
Oh, really?
This is coming up
Yes.
on May 31st.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
And it's at the Yenny building.
Okay, at the Yenny building in Medway.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll have several tents set up, large tents in the parking lot. We're going to have our vendors under tent so that, you know, get them out of the sun. It is May 31st and it's getting to be storm season. So we want to make sure we got some shade and it's comfortable. But last year we did a smaller version of it, and it was so well received that the parish wanted to expound on it, and so did the HBA.
So this is something being sponsored actually by the parish?
By the parish and the Home Builders Association.
By the parish and the Home Builders Association?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because they're allowing us to use the Yenny building, and then they're going to open it up for restrooms so that we have restrooms and a little bit of AC right there. But it's an opportunity for the parish to really show their community how they're preparing for the storm also. You know.
Now do you have a different dynamic when it comes to preparing for hurricane season or storm season every year? Do things happen to change?
Well,
I think the preparation is always the same. I mean, we live in a community that is always involved with storms. So I think, you know, we all grew up getting ready for storms, checking flashlight batteries, things like that. But this is to take it a little step further, and also to, like Mike said, show that the parish is engaged in preparing for storm season as well, and to give good information to people if they have questions and people they may need. So.
and there's also always new products out there.
Right.
There's new things that you might, if you're not in the building industry and you're not in parish government, that you might not have heard about. Like I just realized that something really popular right now that people are doing, they might not be able to afford storm shutters. Putting your whole house with storm shutters is very expensive, but there's a screen you can get. That
really?
That can lower your insurance.
Right.
A screen?
A screen that
So
will
how does
protect
that
your
work?
windows.
It's a very
there's
durable.
the expert.
It's anchored into the walls around your window, and it actually sits out off the window a little bit, but it does protect the window from flying objects. So, and by doing that, you lower your insurance because you have taken a step to minimize damage.
So it's called a screen, but it's really not.
It's not like your regular window screen.
I get you.
It's a
Because
little
I'm
more
trying to visualize what you're talking about.
Right.
I'm thinking screens are porous.
Right.
But they do work. They do work.
Does.
Are we talking about a lot of money?
No, that's why those are very popular, because getting storm shutters can be pricey depending on what you get. But this is an alternative for a little bit less money.
So if I have an old home, like my house is 125 years old, will I be able to find stuff that I could use on
Absolutely.
a 125-year-old house?
Absolutely. And that's what a wind mitigation survey does.
Yeah,
also,
absolutely.
I mean, I think they're $300-400 to have a wind mitigation survey done in your house.
It's around about 300 right now.
Yeah.
So there are people who are certified to do a wind mitigation study on your home, and they're looking for certain items like the type of roof you have, if it's brick or wood or vinyl siding, or what type of things are on it. And they're basically checking off a list, and they give you a certificate that you can present to your insurance company to hopefully get a lower rate.
So what happens when they give you this list and you've got all these things that are defects?
Well, then you don't turn it into your insurance company.
Or you take that checklist
And fix it.
and fix these items. Like if you want to put hurricane straps on your in your attic, you can do that, and that's one of the check marks. If you want to put the hurricane screens on your home, or get shutters, or there's different things you can do. It's just like the fortified roof program.
We're looking at things to make the exterior stronger. So it could be anything. It just depends on what kind of house you have and what's going on with it. But there's always, it depends on how your house was built and what it has. But when you're doing improvements, often we try to make those improvements so it's more resistant to any kind of damage during storms. So.
And so what will you be telling them, Mike?
We're bringing everybody together basically to get information out to the public, and that's we'll have people from LSU Ag, we'll have people from the state government, people from parish governments, hopefully people from all the parish governments, so that they can get information to homeowners, to renters, to everybody about what you can do to prepare for storm season. And then we'll have contractors there, every aspect of what you might need in case, God forbid, we do get hit with something and you need a local contractor, and you want to have a list of local contractors, people who care about their community, because the people who are coming out to this, they're taking their time on their Saturday to come out and be there. They're not necessarily selling anything, they're just out there so that they're helping their community.
And we're providing a resource to the community, and so as these people attend the event, there'll be lists of everybody who's there, so you'll have phone numbers and contacts. There will be storm prep lists for items you should have in your home for storms. I believe Lowe's is even putting together some storm prep buckets with all all the items in it that are needed for a storm, and they'll have a checklist of things, and they're going to have some buckets that will have everything in it. I think they're even going to do a giveaway. So it'll be pretty
So it sounds like I need to bring a notepad, so that I can jot all this information down.
Absolutely, and then we'll have a show program. We'll have something printed there, that'll have all the contact information for the emergency management folks, your local parish contact information for the emergency management, the emergency numbers you might need. But we'll have all that there. It's just going to be a handout.
And you'll have the contractor's information as well?
Yes.
Okay, because that's very important. That's key.
Well, again,
absolutely.
Again, it being a resource, all of this information will be there, printed out for people to take. So
It'll also be on our website.
Yeah.
And it's also on your website?
Yes.
Okay, so what's the website that I should look for?
It would be HBA GNO.
Yes.
HBA
Home Builders Association, HBA.
GNO.org.
.org.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can also find it on New Orleans Home Show's website.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. This is great, guys.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, because I'm always wondering how I should prepare my home to deal with an oncoming storm.
Yes.
Because we all know that when we see a storm in the Gulf of Mexico, we get very nervous and panic, right?
Yeah.
Right? It's a natural feeling.
And the natural thing everybody does is pull their furniture in.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's about it.
Yeah.
There's more you can do.
We think we know, but we just
Right.
we really don't. There are a lot of things to consider.
Yes.
So thank you guys for putting this together.
Appreciate you
Thank
having us
you.
on.
Hey, listen, come back to see us next year.
Will do.
Looking forward to it.
Hopefully we won't have a storm this year.
Yes.
Okay, Mike and Floyd, thank you so much for sharing your valuable time with us. I know the viewers appreciate it. Yes. You're welcome. Well, that concludes our program for this week. So thank you to Mr. Simeon and Mr. Zelaznik, as well as Ms. Wiggins from NOMAR for joining us on the program tonight. And we hope that everyone gets a chance to go out to the Home and Garden Show and learn how to prepare for this hurricane season. Also, in case you would like to rewatch this or any other past episodes of our program, please scan the QR code on our screen to view all of our past programming at your leisure. I'm Norman Robinson, and we will see you next time right here on Affordable Housing Matters.